one person here as we speak. Here, once here putting what looks like some flammable liquid on him and protesting and protesting here right in front of the hospital as the cops now take him away from this particular spot and whisk him away. These were some dramatic visuals for today we've seen some instances like this where some protests have broken out, rare instances, but it definitely has now. Here you can look at this particular person who's draped in saffron, protesting and also refusing to go into the police van as the cops here struggle to get him inside and take him away from this particular spot. We saw some supporters who work at the Mutt in the Murugha Mutt in Chitradurga, and some staff in fact raised some slogans outside the court while he was being moved from there. But here we're looking at another dramatic instance where a person came in and he poured a flammable liquid on himself. It does here smell like either petrol was smeared on him and trying to immolate himself. But the police of course immediately dragging him and putting him inside their police jeep, and now he will be moved from this particular location and taken to a safer location. Now he of course going on to say that it's not right that the seer has been arrested in this particular case, as the police here continue to keep him inside the police van, and they've also taken off that piece of clothing that was smeared in the flammable liquid, and they're pouring some more water on him as we speak. To ensure that there are no untoward incidents here. You can see the police are sprinkling more water on him, on his face, and making him drink some water as well. These are some dramatic visuals that we're seeing outside the government hospital here in Chitradurga as the arrest of the seer. Now it's been nearly 24 hours. Last night at about 10 p.m. he was taken into custody by the police. And as we speak right now, the cops are saying that the vehicle will be brought backwards as he probably will be moved out of this particular location. This vehicle was kept right in front of the police van in which the seer will travel. So probably before another police van or jeep rather comes here, now in fact they're deciding to move it out because they have called for a backup convoy to move with that of the seers that is stationed right behind. The policemen right now and some more joining the person who tried to smear that flammable liquid on himself, and meanwhile coming back to what's happening here, the police of course waiting. Once the medical examination here is done, he will be taken in for interrogation. The police of course haven't had too much time. Last night when he was produced before the magistrate, the magistrate at that point in time granting 14 days judicial custody, remanding him in fact. So the police haven't had real time to question him. So today will be probably the first time they'll question him. But of course, how hard will the seer make it for the cops, considering he has been complaining of ill health? That remains to be seen, because we saw him walk into this casualty ward in the morning at about 9 a.m. and at about 10:30, 11 we saw him being pulled in a wheelchair and then put on a stretcher and taken from an ambulance from this building to the building right across. It is just about a 100-meter walk, and he was taken in an ambulance there. Then an ambulance with ICU grade equipment in it was brought in after some specialist doctor suggested he should be taken to Bengaluru, and it was only after the court's intervention now of granting 4 days police custody for interrogation that things have changed. He will remain in Chitradurga. The questioning will continue, and the hope still remains as to the police doing a fair and free trial in this particular case as far as investigation is concerned.
Absolutely, Deepak, you're right. Outside the premises there of the police station and very close to the district court as well in Chitradurga, and we just saw some shocking visuals just a short while ago of a man draped in saffron seeking to immolate himself. He was presumably trying to in fact support the seer. Many people have come out in solidarity and have been protesting at the site where the police has a heavy presence right there. We'll also in fact listen to some of the other reactions that have come in following the seer's arrest, this time from members of the political class as well.
ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡುವಂಥ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಮೊದಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಕಾನೂನು ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ನಡೀತದೆ. ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತನಾಡುವುದು ಸರಿಯಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಮುಕ್ತವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ಆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಯಾವುದೇ ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯಾನ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ.
Murugha Mutt is a very high profile mutt. It's very unfortunate that these things have taken place. To clear from all these doubts, Swamiji itself should take a step to clear all doubts, and if there are charges, and I think there should be a thorough investigation and law should take its own course. The basic foundation of government itself is of that region, is of this community. Naturally they are little shy to take any step. In this situation, people of Karnataka have got high respect for these mutts and temples, and to clear all the doubts, the Swamijis themselves, they should take a step so that people will have the same confidence what they had earlier.
So the Seer will be undergoing another round of medical examinations before, of course, he proceeds for further police interrogation after the court has granted the police 4 days of custody. We thank Deepak for that coverage.